Hey guys, let me ask you something. Have you ever spent hours generating your characters and then halfway through the story,
They just start looking like completely different people.
that used to drive me crazy too. So today I'm going to show you exactly how to fix that. I'm going to show you how to create characters for a realistic story and keep them consistent from the very first scene to the very last. And we're going to be doing this step by step together. All right, so let's get straight to it. Want to do is to generate a character, and the easiest way to actually generate a character is by making use of cloud or making use of ChatGPT. But for this case, we're going to make use of ChatGPT. So I'll be using a voiceover rather instead of typing. So let's do this. Create a character for my story, and I want it to be a 3D photorealistic image of a lady, just the visual representation of the lady, her facial features, her bodily features, and the background just plain white. All right, now we have our prompt. All right, so what we are going to do is we are going to actually take this prompt. So we are going to get to Google Flow. All right, I'm going to put the link in the description below or somewhere around the screen. All right, so what you want to do is you want to create a new project. Okay, so we want to first get the character, right? Because when we get the character, then we can use the character as the reference point to generating other images of that same character. Okay, so what we want to do is to put that prompt in, and then we want to make use of, we're using Nano Banana Pro through Flow. In this case, we have our image, we have landscape, and then we want to generate two images, and then you can see generating will use 0 credits, basically free. Okay, so what we want to do is to begin to generate. All right, so we have two different images that we can pick from. Now this is photorealistic, right? This is the character we want to make use of. So let's download this. So I want to click on that and then click on the icon above to download. You can download in 1K or 2K, but let's download in 1K, right? Okay, we have our image in 1K right now. Okay, now that we have our image, you can decide to play around with this image. Now you have downloaded the image, you want to type, make the reference image wear a shoe that is way bigger than her legs and on a horse riding through a wild forest. Don't mind my imagination, please. All right, so you want to add the image using the plus icon. Okay, so this is the image we actually generated right there. So this is our reference image, and you want to make sure that if you are creating in portrait, you let it be in portrait. If you are creating in landscape, let it be in landscape. For this case, we are making use of landscape, so we want to click and let's see what we're able to generate here. All right, so we have our first image. You see how realistic that looks. Look at the lady here, and then look at this lady here. You see how close they look. Like, you can tell that the character is very consistent. So you can now choose between this image or this image. Okay, let's choose the first image, and we can download 1K. Now if you are telling a story, of course you should get the idea. Now if you are telling a story, you want this lady, okay, let's make another image. You want this lady to make this lady in an African setting with many African men and women. Okay, she is pounding yam and sitting on a stool. So we want to put our reference image and then we want to click send. Alright, so we can see we have two different settings. You see how realistic that looks. She's in an African setting. In this case, she's in a different setting. Alright, so we can choose to download that. If you are telling a folk tale story, alright, you can make use of that. So let's download one of those. See how beautiful that looks. Now imagine you are able to animate this, how beautiful it will look. Okay, so this is how you generate your consistent character. Important thing you want to note is when you are telling a story, of course, it's not only one person that you are going to make reference to. So you can download multiple characters. Okay, let me see. You can download multiple characters and upload them. So we have, let's say, this man, this woman, and then we can look for another image that we have been able to generate. So let's say we want to upload a new image. We can click on the plus sign, upload a new image. Let me see if there's any image I can make reference to here. Okay, let me make use of this boy. All right, so this is the young boy here. So let's crop it here. Okay, so we are going to make use of this image. Okay, so what we want to do now, for us to create an image, we want to come down, we want to click on the image that we want, which is this, and we also want to make use of that as well. So you click on the plus icon, you add the image that you just added and this other image. So you can see that the two images are there. So what do you want to create? You want to type, you want the woman holding onto the second character. Okay, so you should know how to write or to prompt whatever it is you want to see. You want the woman holding on to the second character and in a bubbling city. Okay, she's helping him cross the road. The environment is Dubai and Burj Khalifa can be seen in the scene. Alright, so let's just do that. Let's see. Alright, so this is how you are able to make two different characters that you have generated from your story, you know, to be in a particular image. If you are telling a story, you can get an image based on your prompt, get the second image of a second character, and then once you are able to put two of them together, then you put your prompt and then you see what you are able to get now. Okay, so we have been able to get one here. So this is the first. Okay, so let's see what we get on the second. If you look at it closely, you see how beautiful it looks. Okay, so it still maintains the woman's, you know, face, and then the young boy's face is still consistent with what we actually sent to it. So if you want to download it, and just come here, click on the icon up there, and then you download the image. All right, so that is how you are able to create consistent characters. All right, you want to have a reference image. Once you have a reference image, then you can, with flow, you know, put in your prompt, and based on your story, you can give the prompt what it is that you want to see. All right, even more images, as you can see, the reference image and then the prompt. Let's look at another. We have our reference image here and then you can see the prompt below right there. Okay, you can see how beautiful they look. Okay, so if you are able, these are for those romantic people. I created this particularly for you. Once you're able to get your character, you can do anything. You can do anything. You can do anything. So let's download this, and then you can now use it whether on CapCut. Okay, so all right. So some of them we are not able to, load. Okay, so that's exactly how you get it done.
All right, guys, so that is it. That is the full process from the story to the character cards to the prompt to generating your characters and then using those images to build your scenes. If you follow these steps exactly the way I showed you today, you are never going to have that problem of your characters changing faces again. Now, here's the thing. What we did today is just the foundation because once you have the characters ready and your scenes are generated, the next thing is putting it all together into an actual video. And I'm talking about the voiceovers, the storytelling, how to arrange your scenes, how to make it flow like a real animated story from beginning to the end. I'm going to be covering all of that in probably some upcoming videos, so you don't want to miss out on that. So if you're not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button right now so you don't miss out on it when it drops. And if this video helped you today, give it a like. It really helps more people find this content. And drop a comment below. Let me know what kind of story are you working on now. I would love to know. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video.